Whenever you're ready. Thank you. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
My name is Valerie Rose, and I normally don't play guitar, but I thought I would tonight. I've been really inspired this summer, so I've been writing some new material. And this first song I'm going to play for you, it's called World Gone Wrong. And when I come up with a title like that, I usually like to research and found that Bob Dylan had the same title, so I was like, dang it. But all great minds think alike, right? So yeah, this is called World Gone Wrong, and it's everything leading up to, the current events like the war in Syria and, the shootings that have happened, Miley Cyrus, that comes to mind, but we won't go there, but where are you going, world gone wrong? It's bitter, sweet we've come to. Done all again, tried to stay strong, give you a piece that is true. What do you mean, world gone wrong? I need to believe about you. The lost I've got, broken the rules, made to keep us in tune. World gone wrong, you're not alone, you're not friend. I may be just one, but I'll be beside to brighten the darkest of rooms. See the good ones die young, the world gone wrong, but now we're angels for you. Heaven has saved the best for last, to help those in need make it through. World gone wrong, let's get it go. Each night that I am alone, in my place, a shadow to play. Without you there, it's not home. It's not home. Oh, it's not home. Without you there, in this world gone wrong, let's make it right. No need to fear anymore. Embrace the good that you are, feel the warmth and the light, and change the heart of this world, so we can bring them home. Oh, so we can bring them home. Thank you very much. This next song is called A Part of My Story, and I wrote it after, well, basically, it's not a love song. It's pretty much how I've never really had a true love, they've always just become a part of my story. So. I've come far to meet you here. Circle the stars and back again. You may not be the first, but certainly not the last to pull me up and keep me going. And I've fallen here many times before. Same old addiction of wanting something more. It's the idea of love, but it's not true. And I wish it were you. I wish it were you. Now let's say you will only be a part of my story. Safe to say you will only be a part of my story. My story. These obstacles will stick with you till the end. But that's what it's about, the journey, my friend. I remember some time ago, way back in 2002, I found someone like you. I lost that one too. I lost that one too. Now it's safe to say you will only be a part of my story. My story. Better safe than sorry. Only be a part of my story, my story. We started off quite well. I could never tell. I'm an open book. You're the mystery novel. And I hope the story has a good end, that we will come out friends. But I wish it were you. I wish it were you.
Hey man, good to see you, and I like you with guitar. I like you with guitar a lot. I really do, and I've seen you a few times, and I'm always cracking the whip on you to simplify because you're not a particular guitar ninja. It forces you to simplify, which is serving you very, very well. Let's explore guitar world for a while.
Okay.
I liked your thumb stroke on the first song. I do that sometimes, where if you just go with the fleshy part of your finger against the strings like this, you get this kind of a harpy sound. And you were doing that. That was actually working for you. I know it was probably inadvertent, but it was really cool. The first song had this sort of Chili Peppers Breaking the Girl sort of change in it. I really liked it, and I thought it was all pretty digestible. There was a little bit in the bridge that maybe we could kick up a notch or something, but overall it was really good, and I liked the melodies, and I feel like just as a songwriter you're starting to focus, and like your shit's getting much more concise, and you're not driving on both sides of the road, and you're like, well, okay, here's the trip we're on, and so I'm following you now, and you know, I mean, I have in the past, but it's getting easier, and it's more focused, and again, the simplifying on the guitar. Take that simple when you go back to the piano, and just, you know, all killer, no filler. And then the second song,
All killer, no.
you know, all right. I don't think I get credit for that, but it's out there in the world. So the second song I thought was really good, and I felt it was emotional, and we at one point we're going like into like Patti Smith land, which is fucking cool. And my only thing on the second song, on the downbeat of the chorus, we're in like a D minor shape or something. I wondered if we could go to a major on the. No, actually, you're on like a A minor shape or something. Yeah. But maybe have your downbeat of the chorus go to a major, okay? Because we're living in that minor world, and you could go to the D or whatever there, and it would still get your point across, but it'll give us a little lift. And that's about it, man. It was a really good job.
Thank you.
What's going on? Okay. So like Jane, I've seen you a couple times. I would agree. I like you a lot better on guitar. I think obviously you might not feel as comfortable on it, but I like that it forces you to have more structure. Whereas like the piano, if you're something, I mean, for anybody, if you're really good at something, it allows you to, you know, Christina Aguilera does it best with her voice. She sings too much almost. So everybody can kind of overboard with what they're really good at. I like that the guitar is a new part of Valerie. I think it should stay. Constructive criticism. I mean, it's like little stuff, like practicing. Obviously, you're probably, I don't know how long you've been playing guitar. I'm guessing not that long. I definitely liked World Gone Wrong. I thought the melody itself of the song was well structured and well written. Usually my thing with you was more like length and like too much. I thought that the second song, obviously, my biggest and best like compliment to you is your passion. I love that what you sing is believable. You don't just go up there singing like, hey, this guy smells, you like bells, cool, have a great day. You're like really serious about what you do, even if people don't like it or they do like it. I appreciate that the most about you, and I like that even though you're not on a piano, that still comes through. I echo Sean as far as, I mean Shane, why did I call you Sean? I echo Shane. Don't hate me for that later, because I know you're going to send me a nasty text. Okay, I echo Shane. But dude, bite me. Shut it. Okay, we're having a panel argument. Okay. Now I've totally lost my train of thought because Shane is being Shane. Overall, Val, I thought you did a great job.
Thank you.
Obviously, Shane has more opera than I do, so I'm gonna pass it along. But good to see you.
This guy smells. I like bells.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Carfrey all day.
Hey Valerie, how you doing? So listen, I have a couple of quick comments. I kind of felt like in both tunes, I felt like I would have loved for. It started to feel a bit repetitive for me in terms of the chord progression, in terms of like actually maybe finding another place to go to take me to another place and then let me off in the chorus, and just kind of in terms of song development and stuff like that. I would echo the same thing that Shane, yes, and Angel said, where I think that I like you on acoustic. I've never heard you on piano, but I like what it does and kind of where it sits with your voice, and I actually like the way that you play it because you actually play it somewhat pianistically, where you've actually got these moving melodies and whatnot, and interesting bass notes in your kind of progression and whatnot. And like when you first started playing the first song, I was like, oh, that's really cool. I like where she's going with it because it didn't go where I thought it was going to, but it didn't necessarily jar me. I was like, okay, this is cool. But after a certain while, you know, I kind of want to be taken someplace else, as any tune, because you think to yourself, it's like you've got 3 minutes, 30 seconds, 5 minutes, or whatever of a song, and it should hopefully be some kind of a journey, you know. Also, you know. In the first tune, it was funny because World Gone Wrong. Like I always get nervous when people write songs that have such a large subject matter, especially if it starts to move into like, and for lack of a better term, kind of protest music. Meaning, like if it has that larger message, what a lot of people have a tendency to do is tell the story versus show the story. A lot of times you get this, like, there's not song development because it's like, let me show you all the ways the world's fucked up. And there's not the time to kind of go, well, what's the point? We know it's fucked up. So, so what's going to, how are we going to kind of tail it in? How am I going to feel involved in the story? I think you did a good job with that. I think you did a good job with the imagery and whatnot and kind of drawing through it. But just be, I mean, not be careful. It's like, choose your subject matter the way you want, but also be aware of the fact that it's like, those are some of the trap doors that one can encounter. In the second tune, there were a couple of moments where I felt like there were a little bit of kind of awkward lyrical phrasing, just in the sense of like trying to get a lot of words into a phrase. And Shane knows this. This is there are a lot of people that do it and do it really successfully. It tends to be a pet peeve of mine. It's just a subjective thing where I kind of feel like that editing process of going back in and going, okay, am I saying that as clearly as I want, or am I affecting something and making it feel unstable by trying to get more words in, and then suddenly I've pushed the listener to, like, you know what I mean? Like if you have da 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 da, then people are expecting you're going to go da 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 da. So if you go da 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 da, then suddenly you're propelling people forward in the song. But if you're just kind of pushing extra words in because you're trying to say something, what it feels like is once again you're telling me and not showing me. And I used this analogy the last time I was here, but a great saying was, "Don't let the facts get in the way of the truth." Meaning, if you're trying to tell me a story about how you feel about a situation, make sure that you tell the story about that situation. It doesn't have to be as specific as I remember in 2002. I mean, and I'm not trying to draw attention, I'm just saying literally, specifically. It can be something where it can be some form of metaphor, imagery, or something that allows me to be there with you versus feeling like I'm watching your slideshow. Because just like anyone else, it's like, I mean, we all, we have friends that we love and whatnot, and they go, hey, I want you to see my slideshow, and you're like, shit. I mean, I love you. I love this person, but you're like, wow, it's like I'm going to sit through a long slideshow. Versus if someone goes, man, I just got back from Morocco and it was wild. And suddenly you're compelled because you're in the story with the person. So make sure to show me and not tell me. Make sure not to give me your slideshow. Make sure to like kind of give me some way to kind of key in, whether it be imagery, whether it be analogy, whether it be metaphor, like these different tools we have to bring this stuff to life. Okay? Nice job.
Give it up for Miss Valerie Rose. Be sure to unplug. Don't forget to unplug.
Oh, and guitar.
All right. Okay. And next up, and to end the evening, we have Angela, which you would meet me up on the stage. Thank you very much.